Wait, sorry, let me say this correctly. When I was 29, I was working in Los Angeles at Lifetime Television on the website part of it. And that was my day job. I was broke. I was trying to make it as a comedian. Looking back, 29 seems so young. I'd only been doing comedy like less than 10 years. I don't know what I thought should be happening in my life, but I wanted to get something go. I was very political back then. I still am, but I do not want my own political show now. I do not want to mix the two worlds. I'm a completely different person now. But back then, very against the second Iraq War. Obviously, I opposed the first as well, but we're not talking about that one. So I didn't know what to do. I was having anxiety in my little cubicle at Lifetime. And the only thing I could think to do was I would write a letter to George Bush every day, almost like a diary entry. Dear President Bush. And I would tell him about my anxiety attacks in my little cubicle and what I wanted. You know, I want to be a comedian. I want to do this. Now, I want to ask you, President Bush. And I would say, you know, things that he did right. Well, I love what you're doing for, you know, AIDS in Africa or something. And I'd say, but I don't understand. Like, is Cheney secretly running the show? Why are you invading Iraq? Even your dad doesn't want you to, and I know you're doing it to avenge your father. This isn't a superhero movie. And why haven't you found bin Laden? Are you trying not to? Are you in on it with the family? You know, I don't forget that on 9/11, you flew the bin Laden family out of America while all flights were restricted for everyone else. What is going on, President Bush? Why are you ignoring Cindy Sheehan? Wasn't that the mom that sat outside of his house? Why are you clearing brush every weekend? Remember that? I got to go to Texas and clear the brush. It's like, you're not even Texan. You're from Connecticut. I would write these letters, but they weren't mean. They had this childlike empathy to them and trying to get him to see me as a person. So I would write one every day. It would be almost this self-soothing anxiety exercise. And I would print them out. Don't you love printing shit out for free at your office? Is there anything better? And it's just so much faster than your home printer. You never have to worry about, oh, you have to change the Cayenne cartridge. And you're like, I'm just printing black and white. Why is it even using red? What is this? Anyway, I wrote a letter and I had this series of letters, Dear President Bush, and I used to perform them on stage. And what I wanted to happen with it, and I would mail them. Oh, by the way, that's the most important part. Would mail them to the White House. And I would send one every day. So, you know, look, I know they're not opening them. I know he never saw them, but somebody, some schmo at the White House, this is what I thought. As I'm saying it now, it sounds ridiculous, but some schmo at the White House who opens the mail is like, this person writes every day. And to me, that signals someone's a little off, right? Someone's a little too focused on you. Now, that would be the case if it weren't me. I know me. I'm not an assassin. Or not an assassin, but yeah, assassin. I'm not going to, this isn't going to go anywhere. I'm not going to escalate this. I'm just writing letters because I'm anxious and it gives me something to do, and I perform them at night. The person opening the mail doesn't know this, but I thought this person is going to go, every day I get a letter from Los Angeles from this Jen Kirkman person. I'm going to pass this along to whoever needs to know, and they're going to put her on a no-fly list. That's what I thought. I was trying in a weird way to get put on the no-fly list. That was a big thing back then, people. Anyone who the government was suspicious of was put on the no-fly list. It was almost like Nixon's enemy list. Do you know what I mean? And it's like John and Yoko were on Nixon's enemy list. You know, he was watching them very carefully. He didn't want John living in New York. He didn't want John in America influencing people, you know? And you got to remember back then, Dick Cheney was the president, and we all fucking knew it. Dick Cheney is a scary man. He's had 3 heart attacks, just keeps getting better. Does not die, that man. Not saying he should. We all know shot his friend in the face by accident while doing his decoy duck hunting or whatever fake hunting that is. As the joke goes, the friend apologized to him. I mean, it's not a joke, but it's sort of a story that got boiled down to this little anecdote that the details aren't 100% that black and white. But okay, so Dick Cheney, very scary. We all knew George W. Bush was his puppet. So I'm thinking, yeah, I actually did think at that time that there would be very strict things happening, and maybe Dick Cheney would be like, man, have some kind of guy in the basement that really checks the mail and makes sure we don't get letters from the same person every day. I mean, there's no fucking way. But anyway, I don't know what I thought. Okay, so then I thought, I'm going to get put on a no-fly list. That's what I want. Because then I thought, and then this is where the plan had not been planned. So it's like ... and because there's no social media, there's no TikTok, there's no Instagram, there's no Instagram video, there's no Twitter, there's maybe Facebook, there's MySpace. I actually think there was Friendster, but there's no videos really online, where, oh my God, you're going viral. Jen Kirkman is at the airport. She's on the no-fly list. But this was my fantasy, that I go to the airport, which, by the way, I wasn't a touring comedian yet, so I never traveled except to go home at Christmas. But I get to the airport. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Here she is. Little Jen just going back for Christmas, and they stop her. No, you cannot get on the flight. What do you mean? You're on the no-fly list. And then they, I don't know what I thought would happen. Instead of me just going, oh, okay, bye. Like they'd arrest me or something. It's not a crime to be on it, I don't think. I hadn't thought it through. But I thought, it's going to get media attention that I am on the no-fly list. And I think my thought was, then I'll be in the national media and I'll be like, I'm on the no-fly list? I'm a fucking temp at Lifetime TV. I'm a comedian. All I was doing was writing letters to the president. But Bin Laden's not been caught yet? Oh, okay. You guys really have your priorities straight. And then I'd get like super famous. That was my plan. Do you understand when you people write to me for advice? How do I get successful in comedy? This is who you're asking. Maybe don't ask me, because that was my plan, and I was about to turn 30, which a lot of you people think is old. Well, that was my plan at 30. Write a letter to the president every day like he's Santa Claus, get put on a no-fly list, make a big stink. Somehow that part hasn't been worked out yet in the media. I get famous for it. And what now?